morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning, Kingston in particular, because that's my city at the moment. I mean, when Portmore comes online and then. Anyway, thank you to the engineer for spoiling me a little bit this morning because he knows I really love that song. Good morning to all of you who have taken the time to join us on this Tuesday morning. I almost said Wednesday. Wonder why. But it's great to be here. This is the Morning Connection. Your host, Minute Lawrence. I'm flying solo this morning, and so I got a little spoiling with one of my favorite tunes from Jabi Boniwela. And I know the early morning hour is not a ballroom floor moment, and the producer looked really perplexed. But I certainly enjoyed that. To those who have joined us online, I say a hearty good morning. And to the crew in the house, good morning to all of you. And thank you again, Lloyd. I know you were spoiling me with that one. Um, okay, Pastor Percival, I know you should be asleep right now, but I hope you stayed up just to receive your greeting and your blessing and that you will have some good rest. Pastor Percival is not going to join me this morning because I think he has three lives living right now. He's a pastor, he is a journalist co host on your show, and he's a student. He is doing a master's program. And I tell you, I believe of all the things he's doing right now, that one is the hardest. There are some things, that they say are for young people. Having young baby and doing master's program because poor Pastor Percival didn't make it out this morning. But I know that his thoughts are with us, and it is a kind of a big job to give you the scriptural um, reference point that he normally does. He usually spends a few minutes kind of speaking life into the dry bones and the dead situations and into your spirit. I will do my best. I do have a number of things to cover this morning, so perhaps it's just as well that I'm alone. I can talk, talk, talk until it's time. I know I will get my cues from the team. We're getting quite busy here on the program, largely because of our commitment to extend what we do. That we make a commitment to allow our actions to follow through on the words that we speak. So wherever there are areas that we can take it outside of the morning, as the producer has dubbed it, beyond the morning, what do we do when we have warmed up your spirit and got you all excited and ready to participate in a number of things? We try to take it offline and bring it to life. So there are a few things that I need to report on this morning, but I want to start. I'm going to give you the foundation of what's in my heart. On the front page, there is a very moving picture, and the story is not a good one. A 13-year-old boy was stabbed to death in his community Sunday morning. I know what those Sunday mornings are like in rural communities. You get up and it's all about preparing the meal and getting ready for church, and school is in the backdrop of your mind, but it's just one of those real peaceful Caribbean type scenarios. And 13-year-old boy was his mom had just sent him inside to get a bag so they could go shopping to get some supplies to cook dinner. And the last words she heard from her son was, "Mommy, me dead." Then he rushes out, bleeding, falls to the ground, taken to the hospital, dead on arrival. He had been stabbed by his own uncle, the father's brother, who had visited the Saturday night and Sunday morning brought grief to the family. There are a number of things about the story that touched my heart and will no doubt touch yours. Of course, the age of the child, 13 years old, just about ready to be responsible for your own moral decisions. Then there is the fact that it's a family situation. So that's double grief. The uncle is in custody, the family heartbroken, the father torn in two directions, grieving his son and necessarily concerned about his brother. These are they're becoming too commonplace in our society. And I just have a concern that when we look at these happenings, We are seeing them more through, could it be me? Um, could I have prevented it? Well, perhaps not even the could I have prevented it, because that is a right consideration. But I'm very concerned that we may not be looking at it through the right spiritual lens that we should. And by spiritual, I think you all know what I mean. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about sin and morality issues. I'm just talking about seeing the thing from a deeper perspective as opposed to just what you can see on the surface. Time for a break? I did promise to be obedient, so here we go. Please stay with us. We're going to be talking some deep issues. And I know that you will walk with me this morning, so please stay with us. I will be right back. This is the Morning Connection on Best 100 FM.
You're listening to Best 100.
We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to ADPEM. A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Hello?
Nadine?
Yeah?
Me just pick up one Maxfield Easterbun up by supermarket phone.
One Maxfield, but nah go do.
Nadine, that is all I could afford.
Uncle Pat, Daddy, and Jeffrey only eat bun back. And bun only come with front back and back. So where next back I go come from?
If you want more Maxfield Easterbun, go up at the supermarket or check maxfieldbakery.com.
Yeah, for the send credit for put on service then.
Come on from my phone. Sure. Maxfield Easterbun. Do it to the max.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us. This is the Morning Connection. Your host, Minette Lawrence, without Pastor Percival this morning. I hope he's listening so he knows that our thoughts are with him. And of course, if he wakes up and wants to call us before 10 o'clock, I would look forward to that. All right, so I was just describing for you the story that is the big news on the paper this morning. It ties in with the concerns on some other fronts that we need to talk about. I painted the picture for you. Peaceful Sunday morning in the Crofts Hill district. 13-year-old Omarion, I think is the right pronunciation. Mother calls him Omar. 13-year-old Omar, stabbed to death by his uncle, who allegedly suffers from mental health challenges. So you understand, this is not, while it is violent, this may not necessarily be criminal. And I only say it because some of the points I want to make will require you to look at conduct not through eyes of judgment, but more as a part of the process of reverse engineering to source, to cause, and then to understand what it is we need to do today to prevent a recurrence 13 years in the future. Let's just assume that young Omar was born today. How would we secure him against that kind of experience in the future? And really, it is what we need to do. Each of us, we have to consider what actions we should be taking in the now to safeguard the future. I listened to the Children's Advocate on perhaps it was Sunday night. It was either Sunday night or Saturday night. I think Sunday night. Another child had been in the line of fire, drive-by shooting in Montego Bay, I think, and the children's advocate made an impassioned statement on national television in which she was questioning or challenging the society at large to have a greater care and concern to keep children out of danger and out of harm's way. And when she spoke at first, I know certainly my dinner companions, we were sort of, saying out loud, well, how does one really do that? It's easy enough to call for it, but you have to, with a sober mind, begin to, as I say, reverse engineer to bring yourself to the point where you could almost, you can write a different future for these children that we're bringing into the world. Okay. Some time ago, gosh, I feel like I've been saying this a lot, but some time ago, I made mention of a very, I'm going to say nondescript scripture, just a verse from the book of Leviticus. I know it by heart now. It's Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. You will come to know it by heart as well. Do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. I first made mention of this scripture in defense of the attention and the efforts behind International Women's Day. What is this need for us to be especially careful in our treatment of women? And this is not about gender politics. It's not about fighting for equality and equity in the distribution of goods and services, or even in the distribution of power. This is about the security and the well-being of your society. Treatment of women has been tied inextricably to the future prosperity of your country, of the land. The whole country will itself turn in the direction that you push your women and be filled with wickedness. And if we're not seeing wickedness today, I don't know that there will be another time when we could say there's wickedness. We're seeing it on every front. Everywhere in our society, we're seeing the unnatural events, things that are so extreme and negative that I believe we could all agree that there is wickedness in the land and it overflowing. So I felt this morning was a timely opportunity to return to that scripture and to kind of internalize our understanding of it so we can begin the process of healing. Now, if the land has turned to prostitution, meaning all its precious things that should be given in love are for sale and can go to the highest bidder, and it includes the people, it includes services that we should be getting generously and joyfully from our government and our leaders. If we can't buy it, we can't get it. It means too a lack of love and care and warmth in how we treat each other. So services that should be given with warmth and sincerity are given perfunctorily. And you end up with situations like 4 policemen being arrested for involvement in gang activities. Because when they serve as policemen, they'd rather be doing something else. Perfunctory service. When you enter into a government office or you enter into any office, even when you're paying for services, you don't get good customer service. You just get treated, with the minimum. That's when your whole land has turned to prostitution, selling things that should be given in love and respect to the highest bidder. That is my simplest explanation of what it means when a land is turned to prostitution. And then it's filled with wickedness. Wickedness being obviously the opposite of goodness and light and love. Anything goes in an environment like that. So you find 13-year-old boys dead on the ground in their mother's front yard because an uncle has stabbed him in the neck with a knife. And it seems to me now an almost reflexive, and I'm not saying perhaps there's no mental illness, but it seems now when these things happen that the defense is quickly volunteered that the person is mentally ill, whatever the cause, and it meant some mental aberrant behavior must be involved for you to do that. But whatever the cause, whether it is exculpatory, the mental illness is to the degree that it would relieve him from criminal liability or not, the result is the same. A child has died at the hand of someone who should have lost or that's with. Getting to the point of why the manifestation of such dysfunction in families is tied to our treatment of women is really the main point of my source. We look at how we treat women. My friends, how that was invaded. I'm thankful that it's not worse for it, but it has